We are, in my opinion, at a crossroads when it comes to the mental health crisis, and I think we need to change the way we think about it.
We're starting to have conversations where the stigma of talking about mental health is dissipating, but the personalized treatment hasn't really been accessible, affordable, or truly talked about.
How are we today? I am Tyler Coe. I am the creator of How Are We Today. I'm also the director of the show, and sometimes I act. I try to act. It's not great.
The show is engineered from its core to help people and start a movement in how people talk about how they take care of themselves and their mental health.
25% of female students and 12% of male students in 2021 not only thought about suicide, but made a plan for it. That is so heartbreaking.
But if we continue to approach it that way, that it's this big, heavy, depressing thing, nobody wants to engage with that. And I feel like that's been the mental health conversation for quite a while.
There's so many people dealing with so many different afflictions and mental health issues. Typically, you feel really alone in that because you don't really know how to talk about it or how to understand it. And so this show really takes those ideas and concepts and makes it very understandable and relatable.
A lot of it started with going back to my childhood and thinking about who are the heroes today. There really aren't any more Mr. Rogers, LeVar Burtons and Reading Rainbows.
I wish this show was released 10 years ago, 20 years ago. There is never a good time to start talking about it, you just have to.
Wanting to kind of bring back that nostalgic feeling of kindness, engagement.
I think it's going to appeal to a lot of people. I think everybody can learn something from it, which I think is really awesome.
We're really not trying to reinvent the wheel with this show. We're going to follow the footsteps of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and Reading Rainbow and Magic School Bus and all those things because it worked.
You are getting mental health distilled to you in a very digestible way, in a very accessible way.
There's a ton of use and a ton of resources that are embedded in the show.
I personally learned, making this show, that it's best if I gather all my sticks before the first snowfall.
People who are friends with people who are struggling, or they themselves are struggling, or have family members, coworkers, that they can take the things they learn or hear about in this show, do more research, reach out for extra help, and start having those kinds of conversations that the show really wants to foster.
Being nostalgic and nurturing and reflecting and thinking about our thoughts and feelings and talking to each other about it in this really open and honest and vulnerable way should be the norm.
This show shows that that's possible with the support of your friends, your therapist.
And I like that this show encourages us to go find that personalized care.